Hey everyone, welcome to the show. Uh-oh, that did not look good. That did not look good. Oh man. Okay, perhaps that'll work. Just had something crash just as I started, right? That's what you need. That's what you need to start off a Monday. But anyway, have a coffee, have a sip. Let's get into it, shall we? Today we're talking about the end of over explaining. That's something I do a lot of. I over explain everything. Um, so let's get a clean refresh and get into it. Kidding, kidding. All right, well, so much for a clean refresh. Anyway, the end of over explaining. That's what I'm trying to do today. Is over explain anything. You ever noticed nobody just says anything anymore? Every sentence comes with padding. I could be wrong. I don't want to offend. Hey, this is just my opinion. When did having a preference require a disclaimer? You can't just dislike something. You have to validate it, contextualize it, apologize for not loving it. You can't just disagree. You have to reassure everyone you're still a good person. That's not humility, that's fear. Fear of being misunderstood, fear of being clipped, fear of someone deciding what you really meant. So we soften everything. We explain the explanation. And the more you cushion a sentence, the weaker it sounds. Strong people don't over explain. They say, I don't like it. I disagree. No. It's calm, clear, it's done. Maybe the real flex in 2026 is letting your words stand without a safety net. If your opinion needs a disclaimer, that's not confidence. That's a hostage negotiation. My name's Tom Coffey. This is the Coffee and Nuance Show. For whatever reason, your favorite streaming show right now. Flame on. Yeah. Yeah. Because I over explain everything. But when did opinions need disclaimers? That's the question. Uh, this didn't happen overnight. We slowly moved from I disagree to I could be wrong, but I don't want to offend anyone. I respect your perspective. And we just like cushion everything. And the thing is, this habit, it feels polite, right? But it's actually protective. We're managing reactions before they even exist. Stupid. Well, uh, listen, how often do we say no offense? Or, with all due respect, it's just my opinion. We pre-apologize for having preferences. I gotta make this smaller. Damn it. There we go. That's not humility, that's anxiety. It's permission seeking disguised as politeness. So, the more padding you add to a sentence, the less it sounds like conviction. Right? Every disclaimer just drowns. I can't even speak. Damn. Every disclaimer drains power. Think of this. Instead of just saying, let's compare these two, right? I don't like it. Or, I understand why people like it and it has value, but personally, I'm not a big fan of it. One lands, the other negotiates. So the real fear isn't being wrong, it's being misunderstood. It's being clipped, screenshotted, reframed. So we try to engineer safety through length. But no paragraph guarantees any approval. You can't out-explain projection. No. That's it. Boundaries don't need essays. Preferences don't require defense. Clarity is calm. Not every reaction is your responsibility. Strong communication ends. It doesn't spiral, doesn't reopen, it doesn't renegotiate mid-sentence. Say it once, then stop. Silence feels uncomfortable, but silence is strength. So, confident people don't rush to clarity. They don't rewrite themselves in real time. They don't over-contextualize their existence. They trust that their words can stand. And if someone disagrees, that's allowed. I meant what I said. That's it. And let's see if I can actually press the right button here. There we go. Apparently not. Apparently not. Anyway. 1, 2, 2, 2, 2. And here we go. Hey, we got a good show that we're getting to today. So thanks for joining. What's up to everyone in the chat? Judah says, Little Hand says it's time to rock and roll. I like that. I like that. Anyway, thanks for joining me, everyone. Everyone today on YouTube and on Rumble and on X. Perhaps we got a couple people on X. I don't know. But, yeah, let's get into it, shall we? And that is, here we go. You can't see through the screen how much I just want to break things right now. But, yeah. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Deadly shooting at a Texas bar left 2 people dead and 14 injured. The FBI is investigating it as a potential act of terrorism. The suspected shooter was also killed. There's growing concern about gun violence and national security, especially in public spaces. So the question is, was this dude a terrorist? Was he? Well, when I look at stuff online, I see he was wearing a sweatshirt with the words "Property of Allah" on it. And officials with knowledge of the investigation searched his home and found an Iranian flag, pictures of Iranian leaders. What do you think? Or what do you expect? Right? The FBI's call to investigate this as a potential act of terrorism kind of flips the script on how we look at violence in America. It's a wake-up call for us, not just to confront, the shooter. I mean, he's gone, right? But maybe we should start treating violence for what it is, right? It's serious. I don't know. It just makes me sad. Anyway, do I suspect that this was terrorism? Kind of looks like it was motivated by what happened over the weekend, right? So, yeah. That's that. All right. What's next? X adds paid partnership labels so users can more easily identify ads. That sounds like a good idea. They're replacing the previous hashtag approach, and this move aims to help users comply with FTC regulations and improving transparency on the platform. Well, that's good. Despite these efforts, X continues to face image issues due to past scandals. But that might just be hype. That just might be the people writing those articles, right? I think the nice thing is X keeps trying to do new things. X keeps trying to make improvements. When was the last time other platforms continually updated to make improvements so you knew that that Instagram ad that you see is actually an ad? Yeah, they don't do that. So it's good at least one social media company is doing it. Paid partnership label. It is transparent, but they're just playing catch up, I guess. I don't know. The other option that X could do is they could incentivize genuine ad-free content creation. But yeah, haha. That's not happening. Son of a... All right. Now we're going to the Hill. U.S. agriculture is back on top and the world is buying. That's kind of some good news, right? U.S. agriculture is making a strong comeback as the Trump administration focuses on boosting food and agricultural exports through new trade deals and global promotion. Well, what did the corn breaks say? Never mind. I was going to do a bad joke. And the punchline was amazing, but I just couldn't get it out. Yeah. So now, we're not just... I think this is good, though, for U.S. farmers to gain leverage. Be a good time for liberty-loving entrepreneurs to dive into ag tech, right? Because who knows, maybe maybe the next frontier is not silicon, right? Maybe it's not an AI, right? It might be agriculture. Probably not, but probably not. Who knows? Okay, here we go. There we go. Oh, Pete. Yeah. Top Iranian official denies push for talks, rips Trump's delusional fantasies. This comes as the reaction that one would expect. Ali Larhani, top Iranian official, has publicly rejected any notion of negotiation with the U.S., directly criticizing President Trump as delusional. He claims Trump's actions have exacerbated chaos in the region, indicated that Iran will not engage in talks while conflicts persist, and this statement adds tension to an already fraught U.S.-Iran relations. Well, what my question is apparently we were in the middle of peace talks when the United States just took out all their top leaders. So does it matter if the new guy says we're not going to go negotiate? Because What did being in the middle of peace talks get them? It got all their senior leadership murdered, assassinated, whatever the term is. So this should come as a shock to absolutely no one. I don't know. I don't think this guy was saying any lies. That's for sure. And probably whatever power remains of any leadership that's left in Iran, this is a way to capitalize on the chaos. So we'll just see what happens in the next couple of weeks. I don't know. Okay, yeah, here we go. Trump says Iran operation will continue at least 4 or 5 weeks. Perhaps. Trump saying, hey, it might be ahead of schedule, but maybe it'll extend longer. I love the transparency and of this administration. They're on top of it. Trump says that the U.S. military will easily prevail. Okay. Prevail to what? Right? How long did we have to participate in Afghanistan before we were out of there? 20 years? How many trillions of dollars have we spent over there for these bullshit wars? Yeah, trillions. Whatever. We can just add another trillion to the mix with what's going on here. So Trump says it might be over in 4 or 5 weeks, but I suspect we will be paying for this for 20 years at least. Yeah. All right. What do we got? Iranian diaspora filmmakers celebrate Khamenei's death. Everybody is extremely happy the dictator is dead. Fact check, not true. I guess if you're living in the U.S. and you're a rich Iranian, you want to return to Iran and you don't like the mullahs running the place, I guess you're happy about what happened over the weekend. However, when someone says everyone is happy, I don't know, probably not the families of all the schoolgirls that were blown up. They're probably not happy. So I know I'm doing a not all thing here. But yeah, I know. Yes, some rich Iranians living in the United States are really happy about this. And I'm sure that there may be some Iranians living in Iran. It's certainly not the majority of Iranians. Okay. But, leave it to Hollywood filmmakers to say that it's everyone. It's everyone. Yeah. Okay. Sure. All right. Well, this is interesting. The AI-generated art can't be copyrighted after Supreme Court declines to review the rule. Because why? Why would the Supreme Court try to look at AI art? It's not like that's something that is really important right now. The U.S. Supreme Court has chosen not to hear a significant case regarding whether AI-generated art should be eligible for copyright protection. This decision stems from a previous ruling that determined works created solely by AI do not qualify for copyright. Of course, The Verge is going to block me from scrolling down, even though I read it earlier this morning. No, Verge, you will not be getting $5. But yeah, if there's no copyright for things you make with AI, I guess everything can just be stolen, right? If you make something with AI and you post it, that's good enough for anyone to steal. Maybe you can just have AI steal it and repost it. Hey, speaking of AI, at the end of the show, if you want to stick around to the end, I will play you a slide deck. Now, I made a little slide deck where I talked about over-explaining things. I wrote a paper on this, and I dropped it into Notebook LM, and I had them generate a slide deck with like 15 slides, and it's way more in depth than what I did. But I'll play that at the end of the show if you want to check that out. It's like under 2 minutes. But that'll be the outro for today's show. You can check that out. Yeah, I mean, but here's the thing, right? AI, right? If you use AI and you can't get a copyright for that, maybe we should just take away copyright from anyone that uses spell check, right? Because spell check right now, that's using AI now, right? No copyright for you. I don't know. Kind of seems important. Kind of seems like something the Supreme Court should look at, but what do I know? Not a lot. Not a lot. British Prime Minister Keir Starmer has distanced the UK from President Trump's approach to Iran, stating that the UK does not support air operations aimed at regime change. Starmer emphasized a commitment to defensive operations rather than aggressive military interventions, marks a significant shift in UK foreign policy, underscoring a preference for diplomacy over military actions. Of course, that's with Iran. If it's Ukraine and Russia, then Keir Starmer wants nuclear war, and that should never be negotiated. Yeah, F him. I seem kind of don't seem very happy today. Why isn't there good news today? I don't know. If Keir Starmer weren't just seemingly a puppet of the Euro globalist elites, if you want to call it that. I might listen to what he says. But Keir Starmer, in my opinion, really has zero credibility at all. Let's just get to this next story. Do you know what SaaS is, right? That's software as a service. Not a lot of you know SaaS. Recent decline in software stocks, dubbed the SaaSpocalypse, has seen a significant drop in value due to fears that AI will make traditional enterprise software obsolete. And I say it's not soon enough, right? Investors are urged to focus on companies with strong market positions and growth potential despite current panic. So is AI going to kill all software stocks? Eventually. I probably wouldn't be invested in that, but, here on Zero Hedge, they have lots of fun graphs that kind of prove their point. One thing that I think about this, I have been writing a lot of apps, vibe coding apps, if you will. Because one thing that really frustrates me is there should be a way to do things. And it used to be easy. There used to be services. And now, every time you look up a service, right, over the weekend, I was trying to convert downloaded. I had my mom's phone and I downloaded all the pictures, right? I downloaded all the messages and I just wanted to preserve them. And so there should be a way to extract them from the downloaded file that I had. These, messages and I wanted to pull everything off of that. And I said, okay, let me just download all of the text messages I had with my mom. And I have them. And I said, oh, well, I would like to just extract them. Let's just make them PDF files. So I could, if I wanted to, I could go through and I could see that. And I looked at how I could do that, right? And what I found, many different companies, many different software things, like, oh, you can do it free. Our software is free. You can do this free. And you read through the whole thing. Okay, I can do this for free. You download it, you install it, you run it, and then it says, oh, but we're limiting it to the first 25 messages. And after that, give us money. We want that money. And I was like, no, you're not getting money. You know what? I will just make my own app. I will just vibe code my own app to do that. Because I can do that now. I'm feeling inspired that I should just make an app to replace all of these awful apps that say they're free, but they're not really free, and just put it out there. So that if you are just trying to do this one thing, right? I don't want to have to buy an app. I'm doing this one time. I'm doing this application one time. That's it. I don't want to buy an app to do that. So, in my opinion, bring it on. I hope every single SaaS company goes broke. I hope every single one of them dies, because I haven't run into a single one that I think operates in a way that I think is legitimate or honest or transparent. So, to hell with them all. Yeah, I'd short them all. But that would be if I had a big profile, big portfolio. I think shorting software as a service is probably making some good money. Anyway, let's end on something light. Let's talk about this Jim Carrey thing. I don't know if you saw this. A bizarre conspiracy theory claiming Jim Carrey has been replaced by a clone took off after a viral video happened. This wild rumor highlights how just kind of crazy stuff, or what they'll call misinformation, right, can spread rapidly in the age of social media. So, yeah, what happened here? Jim Carrey, he's 64 now. They put up some pictures and video of him from 20, 30 years ago, and you know what? He looks a lot different. It looks like he got a lot of crazy plastic surgery. Because people do that. And they seem to do that more and more in Hollywood, right? You don't even recognize them anymore. Or is that guy really not Jim Carrey? Maybe it is someone else. Maybe it was someone that looked like Jim Carrey that had some work done, and now he is out there pretending to be Jim Carrey. I'm for it. I think that this is a fun thing. I think this clone conspiracy, it's not just a wild rumor. It's a mirror on our society's desperation to escape the crap news that we're seeing. And you know, sometimes when you're bombarded with all this BS around you, you're authentically looking for something different. And we've got it here with this Jim Carrey as a clone. theory, right? I love it. So, yeah, that's it. That's it. I will leave you with this. Let's see. Yeah, hardly anybody's watching, so it's a big who cares. So I will leave you with the slide deck with playing some vaporwave I made. Hope you all have a beautiful day, and hope you have a beautiful day and an awesome week. Blah, blah, blah. Until then, peace.